Hi, so today I'll be sharing how I prepared for the GRE examination. So I was in my fifth semester of undergraduation while I started preparing for GRE. I prepared for approximately 2.5 to 3 months. I started off somewhere in July and my exam was on 26th of September. So I'll just share how I prepared for it. I think the first and the most important step in preparing for GRE is booking the examination, because once you have booked the examination, you have kind of a deadline pressure. And for me, a deadline pressure really works well. When I have a deadline, I think that motivates me to perform better, to perform more efficiently and not waste my time. So I think the first step for you should be to book the examination. Now, starting off with the actual preparation part, I studied using the Magoosh video series and I think it's really helpful. They teach all quant, verbal, and AWA parts, how to attempt them, and all the tricks that we need to do. So basically, I downloaded it off the torrent, but you can, if you find it, it's very well and good. But if you don't, you can get the monthly subscription of Magoosh. It's not a very costly thing to do and it's totally worth it. Apart from that, if you have a maths background, in the quant section there's nothing that you haven't studied in the past. Everything is that we've done in class 12th itself, but there are some tricks needed to solve that questions, and Magoosh video series helps us gain the tricks that are required, and it becomes a cakewalk to just solve all the questions that are in the quant section. Now for the practice part, I'll suggest you to buy the Manhattan 5LB book. It's an amazing book, it's a wonderful book, and I'll suggest you to buy the physical copy of it, not to study through PDFs, because you'll be spending the most time on that book. And it's priced somewhere around 1200 rupees on Amazon. I'll leave the link to it in the description, but you should definitely buy that book. It has a lot of questions both for quant and for verbal and also for AWA, so you should definitely buy that book. What I did was I solved each and every quant question from that book, each and every question from each and every chapter. But if you have a time crunch, you can do the questions alternatively or you can just skip a few of them, but those are really important questions and most of them are asked in the GRE, so you should prepare it well. Apart from that, I'll suggest you not to use your phone calculator or laptop calculator for calculations. I'll suggest you to use the GRE calculator, which is available on the App Store and Play Store very easily, because you have to familiarize yourself with the calculator that you'll be given in the examination. So just use the calculator that is made specifically for GRE to do the calculations. Now coming on to the verbal part, I used the Manhattan 500 advanced words flashcards, but it's totally up to you to buy it or not. I bought a physical copy of that because I like to study offline as much as possible, but it's totally up to you because it's priced somewhere at rupees 1600 or something like that. I'll leave the link to it below in the description. What I did was I kept a daily target for myself. There were 500 words, so you can divide it according to your days left, but I think I kept around 30 to 40 words target every day for me. I used to learn 30-40 new words every day and revise all the other words that I had done previously. So just that kept me going with the vocab part. Along with that, I used two mobile applications which were the most helpful in my vocabulary section. One was Magoosh GRE vocabulary flashcards and the other was Ultimate Vocabulary Builder. I'll show you both the apps on the screen here. But those were really very amazing apps. I used to use those apps like games whenever I was free, whenever I was in a metro, or whenever I was even at college in a boring class. Most of them, I used to just use that app to practice my vocabulary. And again, for doing the questions based on the vocabulary part, I used the 5LB book by Manhattan. That was again really helpful for this part as well. Now coming on to the mock test series, my thing was that I did not start going bonkers on the mock tests since the very beginning, because you have a very limited amount of free mock tests, so why waste them in the very beginning? Because you know that you haven't prepared well. So I think you should not waste the free mock tests in the beginning. You should wait a bit, you should prepare a bit, and then only start using the mock tests. So about the mock tests, you have two free mock tests from Par Prep. Apart from that, you have a few free mock tests from Kaplan, from Princeton Review, and also if you buy the Manhattan 5 LB book, you get the access to their online portal where they have around 4 or 5 free mock tests. So you can really make use of them. I solved, I think, all of the free mock tests that I've listed above. So this was about it. That's how I prepared for the GRE exam. And if you follow this strategy religiously, I think a good score is inevitable. Thank you so much for watching the video. All the best, and please like and subscribe to the channel. That would be a great help. Thank you.